I don't know if I'm live. This always takes a long time to go live. Are we live? We're live. It says I'm live. Awesome. So here I am trying to do this. Oh, I've got this funny light thing. I don't know about it, guys. What do you reckon? It's making funny things on my glasses. It's kind of anyway. Nah. I'm not a fan. Take them off. No, I can't see them. That doesn't matter. So I tried to do the vlog yesterday, but it went weird because something went wrong with the sound. But today I've got the microphone thing in there and the thing in the thing, so this should be good. But what did I talk about yesterday? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, that's right. So out of 7 days last week, I managed just one range of motion session, and I am feeling it this week. It's really interesting to notice the difference between the start of last week and the start of this week going into it. I felt much better in my body having had done 5 intentional sessions during the week at the beginning of last week than I do this week. And my body hurts. So that's a good thing to notice. It's a good thing to just sit down and go, okay, I do need to sit down and spend that time doing that intentional practice. And it makes me feel better. But one thing that I am going to say about that is what I do need to do is I need to stop putting pressure on myself to record it. Because yeah, that's something that's a little block for me, getting in the way of, because it takes time, it takes more than the recording that I put up. You know what, I can't see myself and it's weird, so we're going to do that. The recording takes time, so it's yeah, that's a little block for me. So I'm gonna record when I get time and when I have the space to do the extended practice. Otherwise, I'm just gonna make sure I get in at least a 5-minute personal practice for myself, which is gonna be a lot better. And we get to talk about it. That's what's going on here. But one of the things that I want to say about it is this: I'm just gonna shift. There we go. There we go. It's just I'm learning. Bear with me. Why am I doing this and why am I talking about it? Is because particularly as I get older, and I am on this journey towards 50, and I'm going to show you how many days we've got left soon. Is that we're not I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I have creaks and cracks and I feel sore, and it affects my ability to feel happy and feel joy, in actual fact, because I've got these daily things that just sort of edge in, and I want them to go away, right? I want them to stop getting in the way of me feeling pretty good about everything that's going on in my life at the moment, because everything that's going on in my life, I've got some pretty damn good things going on in my life, but there's this other stuff that's just kind of being very shouty at me, going, hey, you need to pay attention to this. And that's as a bodywork therapist, that's one of the things that does come in, which is if you are in, pain is a way of your body saying, hey, you need to pay attention to this. And so I'm finally going to take the time to pay attention to it, and we'll see what happens. And it's part of the journey, and that's what we're on. So the other thing that I did talk about in this video that we made yesterday that didn't really work well was the fact that last week I went through some pretty big personal growth stuff, and it had a lot to do with the way I view things and the filters with which I view experiences that are happening in life. I had this big moment where I realized that the filters that I was using to view this current situation for me were filters that I created a really long time ago. And they're the wrong filters. They're just the wrong filters. They're not helping me see the picture for what it is now. So it gave the next step there was the awesome opportunity to sit down and go, you know what? I get to choose my current filter. I get to choose what the angle from which I'm going to view this situation, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. I just had somebody walk in my studio. Hi, I'm just doing YouTube. So back to you guys. yeah, it gives me the opportunity to sit down and look at the filters that I'm actually viewing the situation from. And when I take the filters that I'm viewing the situation from that are actually applicable to today's situation, for me as a 47-year-old person about to turn 48, those filters are very, very different from when I was 27. Um, so that's my little takeaway for you guys there. And then, I also talked about the fact that as a coach, I do this with my clients, and it's really interesting that sometimes I sit down and go, well, why the hell didn't I do that with me earlier? And it's like, because I'm human and I need space to talk about it, I need space to work through it, just like everybody else. I need to be able to sit down and work through this with somebody else. So, and I had those opportunities last week to be able to do that. I have some really cool people around me who sat down with me and gave me the space to talk it out, and it gave me the opportunity to sit down and go, yeah, okay, these are the filters that I'm going to choose to view this situation from. So for you, if you want to do that, get in contact with me or somebody else. Get a therapist, get a coach. Make sure you're viewing things with the right filter. And then the other thing of that is, it is no surprise to me whatsoever that that stuff came up whilst I'm working on dealing with my thoracic spine tightness. Okay, as a bodywork therapist, I'm the first person to say that we hold on to stuff in our body. And when we start loosening, opening up, and letting go, a lot of these emotional traumas, triggers, histories, ways of thinking, filters, stuff that we put stuff through comes out. And we do need to deal with it, right? We do need to deal with it. Otherwise, it's just going to continue being something that is causing you pain, maybe. Okay. So yeah, and it's also because I had to deal with that on the emotional level. It's no surprise that I couldn't find the time to get in and do the stretching work because I needed to deal with this block. And now that I've done that, and now that we've created a process to help process all of that, I can get back to doing some stretching work and releasing the next part, which is going to be fun. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Whew, it's hard work, but here we are, and that's what we're doing. So this is my journey towards 50. Are you ready? Yesterday it was 921 days to go, but today, because it's today, we are 920 days to go. Can you read that? I can read that. That's a bit scary. Kind of fills my chest with tightness when I think about that. But whatevs. That's where we're at. Who knows what's going to happen next? All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. Hopefully this one will work. Better sound than before. I don't know. I'm learning. We'll see what happens. Give me feedback. Like my video. Subscribe. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.